Hello, 7th standard. Have a nice day. Welcome back to video session. Video session today, number 9, where we are going to learn the topic, the transportation in animals. What is to be transported? The food that is prepared by the grain plants, eaten by the consumers. Consumers, as we know, they are primary consumer, secondary consumer and tertiary consumers. Yeah. Plus nutrition we have learned, yeah, the chapter 2 in our syllabus, chapter 2, nutrition in animals, is it not? In that we have learned about nutrition, how amoeba captures the prey forming the food vacuole, and then food is digested. Then hydra captures food with the help of tentacles. Earthworm takes soil as its food. And then we have learned in detail about human digestive system and the process of digestion. I hope you understand. So that food taken by the human is circulated. It has to be transported wherever it is needed. And that is one transportation, and that is done by the blood. I hope you know that blood is transporting all the food materials. Okay. Same way, blood also collect nitrogenous waste and other waste from the body, and it is taken to the kidney, and that process is excretion. Is it not? So today we are going to learn about transportation in animals as circulatory system in man, which includes structure of human heart, working of human heart, and then as composition of blood, that is structure of blood and its function. That include these topic side headings include under transportation in animals, circulatory system. Plus we are going to learn, we are going to discuss about excretory system in man, that is urinary system or excretory system, that includes kidney and its associated organs, plus structure of nephron. These are the headings that we are going to discuss, sum up as I say, and we have to recall all that what we have learned earlier in the beginning of this year online class. Yeah. So first we will say structure of human heart. What do we know? Human heart we know we have, is it not? Where is it present? The heart is present in the mediastinum portion. Heart is present in the mediastinum portion, where it is in between the two lungs. The space between the two lungs, that portion is called mediastinum. And in between the two lungs, we have learned respiratory system previous video classes. In between the two lungs, the position, the space is called mediastinum, where heart is located. And the size of the heart is one's own fist. Fist na நம்மளோட கை எவ்வளோ, ஒரு கை இப்படி எவ்வளோ பிடிக்க முடியுமோ அதுதான் உன்னோட சைஸ் ஹார்ட். என்னோட சைஸ் ஹார்ட் வந்து என்னோட ஹார்ட்டோட சைஸ் ஆஃப் த ஹார்ட் வந்து எனக்கு இது எவ்வளோ பிடிக்க முடியும், அதுதான் என்னோட ஹார்ட்டோட சைஸ். சேம் வே யுவர் சைஸ், ஹார்ட் சைஸ், இஸ் இட் நாட்? ஸோ தட் இஸ் கால்ட் ஒன்ஸ் ஓன் ஃபிஸ்ட். ஐ ஹோப் யூ அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட். ஸோ ஹியூமன் ஹார்ட், it is located in the mediastinum position in between the two lungs. The size of the heart is one's own fist. Okay. And then heart is made up of cardiac muscle. It is a muscular organ and it is formed of cardiac muscle, because as we say these muscles are of three types: skeletal muscle, or voluntary muscle and involuntary muscle, and third one is cardiac muscle. Now this cardiac muscle is having a special feature of initiating the heartbeat. The rhythmic activity of the heartbeat, lub dub, so that rhythmic activity of the heartbeat, that is initiated by the cardiac muscle. So the human heart, it is said to be myogenic. Myo referring to muscles. In lower organism, it is said to be neurogenic, where it is nervous origin. So here it is myogenic heart initiates rhythmic activity of the heart. Okay. Then the heart is covered by two layers as pericardium. This layer is pericardium. Heart is covered by a two layer called pericardium, and the space between the two layered pericardium is not empty, it is filled with the fluid called pericardial fluid. The space between the two layers of pericardium, it is filled with the fluid called pericardial fluid, and it is acting as a shock absorber. So sudden any good or bad news or any disturbance to the heart, first it is acting as a shock absorber. I hope you understand. So first I say it is located in mediastinum position in between the two lungs. The size of the heart is one's own fist. Heart is made up of cardiac muscle, where it is myogenic. It can initiate the rhythmic activity of the heartbeat. Okay, and then it is covered by a two-layered membrane called pericardium. The space between the two pericardial membrane is called filled with the pericardial fluid. I hope you are able to follow this. Same way in lungs, the lungs it is covered by pleura. It is called pleura. So now this pericardium, it is protecting as a shock absorber. Okay. Now the heart is four chambered as two atrium, right and left, and two ventricles. Atrium singular, atria plural. Atrium is also called auricles. So here right atrium and left atrium, right ventricle and left ventricle. I hope you understand. So when I explain these points, detailed picture video, that also you will follow. I hope you understand. When I am explaining this the structure of heart, here you will get a clear internal structure of heart. With that, you will understand better. Okay. So now, 1 minute. This pericardium, as I say, outer protective layer, and then externally the heart looks like this. Externally the heart looks like this. Okay. So here this is pericardial layer, right? And then this is right atrium, left atrium. This is right ventricle, left ventricle. Okay. And these are all blood vessels that we will learn. I hope you understand. Now the blood vessels, when I come to that, I will just say the heart itself is supplied with the blood vessels as artery and vein. Here this is one coronary artery. This is called coronary artery. Okay. Same way, this is also coronary artery. I hope you understand. So this is, when I look at it, this is forming the external structure of heart. Are you clear? Then internally the heart is formed of The structure, internal structure of heart, internally, internally, it is formed of structure like this. You know, இதுதான் உங்களுக்கு வந்து வீடியோ பிக்சர்ல வரும். கிளியரா பாத்துக்கோ. சரி? So now this heart, it is as right atrium and left atrium, right ventricle and left ventricles. Okay. So now right atrium is opening into the right ventricle through tricuspid valve. The மூணு இருக்குல்ல, cuspidனா இப்படி flap வந்து projection ஆகும். It is a flap னு சொல்லுவோம். Tricuspid flap. மாதிரி flap மாதிரி projection இருக்கும். As there are 3 numbers, this is called tricuspid valve. Same way, left atrium is opening into left ventricle and that is opening through the bicuspid valve. 2 flap. Here 1, 2, 3, 3 flap. Here it is 1 and 2, 2 flap. Right? So this bicuspid valve, it is also called mitral valve. Bicuspid valve is also called mitral valve. I hope you understand. So now we know 4 chambers of heart: right atrium, left atrium, right ventricle, left ventricle. Right? Now valves of the heart and right atrium opens into the right ventricle through tricuspid valve. Left atrium opens into the left ventricle through bicuspid valve. Are you clear? Then the another valve called semilunar valve will be present in the left ventricle region, as it is forming a lunar shape as semi-lunar valve like this. It will be having semi-lunar valve. Are you clear? So now the blood vessels connected to this major blood vessel, it is aorta, this one. It is aorta and this is called vena cava. This is known as inferior, it is called inferior vena cava. This is superior vena cava. I hope you are following. So the blood vessels, first it is vena cava as inferior vena cava and superior vena cava, and aorta, major blood vessel, it is aorta. Okay. Now the blood is circulating with the oxygenated or deoxygenated blood. Otherwise we say pure blood or impure blood. So now the red ones are oxygenated blood or pure blood, whereas blue ones are deoxygenated blood or impure blood. Okay. So now the oxygenated blood is supplied from the heart to various parts of the body, whereas impure blood or deoxygenated blood is collecting from various parts of the body and reaching the right atrium. I hope you understand. So it is reaching the right atrium. Okay. So blue representing deoxygenated blood collecting from various parts of the body, and oxygenated blood supplies oxygenated blood to various parts of the body. I hope you are understanding. So now the inferior vena cava collects impure blood from lower part of the body, whereas superior vena cava collects blood from anterior part of the body, and both of them, they are reaching the right atrium. Are you clear? Same way, left atrium from the lungs through the pulmonary vein oxygenated blood is reaching the left atrium, and from there it comes to left ventricle, and then through the aorta it supplies to various parts of the body. I hope you understand. So now the right atrium, right atrium receives blood from various parts of the body through superior vena cava, inferior vena cava, and coronary vein. Coronary vein, blood itself is supplied with the artery and vein. So that coronary vein, from the heart muscles, it collects impure blood or deoxygenated blood. I hope you understand. So right atrium receives impure blood from superior vena cava, inferior vena cava, and coronary vein. Whereas right ventricle, it receives impure blood from the right atrium, and then it sends to the lungs through the pulmonary artery. It sends to the pulmonary artery. I hope you understand. Then left atrium, it receives oxygenated blood from the lungs through pulmonary veins, and it is reaching the left atrium. I repeat, left atrium receives oxygenated blood from the lungs through the pulmonary veins. Okay, and then left ventricle, it sends oxygenated blood through the aorta. I hope you understand. So these are the blood vessels that is carried out here. So now we say this aorta is branching into arteries. Aorta, it is branching into arteries. Same way, this vena cava is branching into veins. It is branching into veins and then converges to form the vena cava as superior and inferior. So now these arteries, they are ending in fine capillaries, that is called arterioles. Capillaries, they are as arterioles. Same way, veins, they are ending in fine capillaries, that is called venules. I hope you are able to follow this. What I said, as arteries, they are ending in fine capillaries, they are called arterioles. Same way, veins are ending in fine capillaries, they are known as venules. I hope you understand. So now this artery, they are, first difference between arteries and veins. What do we say? Arteries, it carries oxygenated blood to various parts of the body. Okay, and then it supplies blood from the heart to different organs. And then the walls of the arteries are thick and elastic. The wall of the artery is thick and elastic, and then it is found deep inside the muscles. Whereas veins, vein trips vein the nurses veins. Artery deeper, and then there is no valves in the arteries. I hope you understand. And arteries carries blood from the heart to other organs. It is transporting oxygenated blood from the heart to different parts of the body, and the wall is thick wall and elastic, and it is found deep inside the muscles, and there is no valves present in it. Now we say arteries are carrying oxygenated blood and supplying to various parts of the body, but there is an exception that pulmonary artery will carry only deoxygenated blood. Same way, veins, the pulmonary veins will carry oxygenated blood. This is exception. Okay, so now veins carries deoxygenated or impure blood from various parts of the body and reaching the right atrium through inferior vena cava and superior vena cava. In the upper part of the collection on the superior vena cava, lower on the inferior vena cava, right? And then the walls of the veins are thin and elastic. Walls of the veins are thin and elastic. Okay. And then it is found superficially. If a blue line that's veins. It is running superficially. And valves are present. I hope you are able to follow this. So now, in the picture, blood vessel. This is artery. This is vein. This is the internal structure. Internal structure. So now this artery ending in arterioles. Same way, vein ending in venules. Inge black and white video picture insertion the color picture. Okay. So this is vein, capillaries, venule. This is artery, arterioles. I hope you understand. So now, so far we have done structure of heart, then valves present in the heart, and then blood vessels. Blood vessels aorta and vena cava, and then arteries, veins, and capillaries. Shall we continue? So now, what have we covered now? Structure of human heart. External structure and then internal structure is this. Give picture of the internal structure and then internal structure chambers of heart, valves of the heart and then blood vessels. Chambers of the heart, valves of the heart and blood vessels. Chambers of the heart in right atrium, left atrium, right ventricle, left ventricle. Okay. And then valves of the heart, tricuspid valve, bicuspid valve. It is also known as mitral valve and semilunar valve. Okay. And then blood vessels as impure blood or deoxygenated blood is carried by impure blood or deoxygenated blood from the lower part of the body. It is collected by inferior vena cava and upper part of the body it is by superior vena cava and they reach the right atrium. Right? Same way from the lungs oxygenated blood through the pulmonary vein reaching the left atrium. And then from the left atrium it is reaching left ventricle and then from there through the aorta it is distributed to various parts of the body. I hope you understand. So now understand this. This is right atrium, left atrium. Now I am telling you working of the heart. Right atrium and left atrium. Now through the inferior vena cava and superior vena cava, blood is reaching the right atrium. Now at the time, the right atrium, it is full. It is a relaxed condition. And that condition, it is called diastole. It is known as diastole. Okay. Same way, from the lungs, blood is reaching the left atrium through pulmonary vein. என்ன சொல்லிருக்கேன்? Arteries and veins exception. Pulmonary vein will carry oxygenated blood and pulmonary artery will carry deoxygenated blood. Okay. So through the pulmonary vein, oxygenated blood is reaching the left atrium. So now both the atria, they are in relaxed position as blood is full. Right? So when atria contracts, right and left atria contracts, the valves are opening as right atrium pushing the deoxygenated blood into the right ventricle through tricuspid valve. Same way, left atrium pushes the oxygenated blood into the left ventricle. I hope you understand. So now the ventricles are in relaxed condition, diastole. So yeah. Now when this is contracting, it is systole. We say it as systole. So yeah. So now the valves, the main function of valve is it is functioning only through onward direction, unidirection. That is from the right atrium to the left atrium. From the right atrium to the right ventricle. Same way from the left atrium to the left ventricle. Sorry. Now miss one more. You should say the right atrium and left atrium. Same way, right ventricle and left ventricle, they are separated by interauriculoventricular septum. This portion is auriculo, this part is ventricular. So both all the four chambers, right atrium and left atrium, right ventricle and left ventricle, they are separated by the interventricular septum, so that blood will not mix. I hope you understand. So now, when the ventricle contracts, the deoxygenated blood from the right ventricle is through the pulmonary artery. Through the pulmonary artery, through the pulmonary artery, it is reaching the lungs for purification. Pulmonary referring to lungs. Okay, so it is reaching the lungs for purification. I hope you understand. So I repeat, when the right ventricle contracts, impure blood or deoxygenated blood from the right ventricle through the pulmonary artery is reaching the lungs for purification. Semilunar valve will be present. Same way, left ventricle, when it contracts through the semilunar valve, it reaches through the opening of the semilunar valve, aorta, and then it is supplying to various parts of the body. So here there is no mixing of blood. I hope you understand. So here all these pure blood collection, normally we say it as pulmonary circulation, and all impure blood collection, it is systemic circulation. We come across two terms as systemic circulation and pulmonary circulation. When blood reaches the lungs for purification, it is deoxygenated blood is purified. When from the lungs, when it is reaching the left atrium, it is oxygenated blood distributing to various parts of the body. I hope you understand this. So that is forming the structure and working of human heart. Okay. When the picture comes in the this is tricuspid valve. This is tricuspid valve. This is bicuspid valve. right atrium arrow தெரியுதா right atrium இருந்து right ventricle. Same way left atrium இருந்து left ventricle. Okay, so when both the ventricles contract, இது ஒரு semilunar valve, இதுவும் semilunar valve. Right ventricle impure blood இங்கிருந்து இப்படி போய் arrow இப்படி போய் pulmonary artery reaching the lungs for purification. எங்கிருந்து right ventricle. Same way left ventricle வந்து இந்த arrow இப்படி போய் இது cross ஆகுது diagram இப்படி வந்து aorta oxygenated blood and then it is sending to different parts of the body. This is working of human heart. I hope you understand. Then one more. This is working of human heart. In the diagram first one க்கு வந்திருக்கும் வீடியோல இதுல நிறைய லேபிளிங் இருக்கு, but you just refer to both chambers of the heart and blood vessels and this in the line இருக்கு. இந்த லைன் இருக்குல்ல, இதுவும் coronary artery, coronary vein ரொம்ப important. ஏன்னா heart itself is supplied with artery and veins, that is called coronary artery and coronary vein. When there is any blockage due to accumulation of fatty substances, then there will be heart block will arise. Person may suffer from heart attack. பொதுவாக இந்த செஸ்ட் பெயின்லாம் தானே ஒரு பிளாக் இருக்குது ரெண்டு பிளாக் இருக்குன்னு சொல்கிறல, that is blockage of coronary artery and coronary vein. Normally coronary artery. So when the heart itself supplied with the oxygenated blood, when that is disturbed by the accumulation of fatty substances, the artery will become narrow. அப்போ circulation வந்து slow ஆகும். Thereby person suffers from chest pain. இப்போ அது வந்து கொஞ்சம் மெடிக்கேஷன்லேயே அந்த பிளாக் ஃபேட்டி சப்ஸ்டன்ஸை கரைச்சிடலாம், இல்லைன்னா ஸ்டென்ட்டு சொல்லுவால அதை வைப்பாள். When it is severe, then the person has to undergo bypass surgery. I hope you are clear. So this is external structure of human heart, and this is, as I already showed you, internal structure of human heart. Okay, and then we have learned about another difference between arteries and veins. Arteries and veins, there is a question. Give reason arteries have thick and elastic wall. Why? Arteries have thick and elastic wall. Why? Arteries carry oxygen-rich blood from the heart to all parts of the body. Arteries carry oxygen-rich blood from the heart to all parts of the body. Whereas since the blood flow is rapid and at high pressure, the arteries have thick walls. I hope you are able to follow this. Then there is another question. There is a muscular wall between right and left side of the heart. Muscular wall in between these two, it is called interauricular septum, and in between these two, it is called interventricular septum. There is a muscular wall between the right and left side of the heart. The heart has 4 chambers: upper right atrium and left atrium, and lower left ventricle and right ventricle. The partition between the chambers helps to avoid mixing of blood rich in oxygen with blood rich in carbon dioxide. I hope you understand. So it prevents the mixing of blood. Are you clear? So this is for the structure of heart and working of heart. And then one more, 5 minutes after one more, as valves of the heart solitaire, then difference between arteries and veins. And then here valves and tricuspid valve, bicuspid valve, and semilunar valve. Bicuspid valve is also known as mitral valve. I hope you understand. Then circulation. The circulation of blood can be divided into two main loops: pulmonary circulation and systemic circulation. Pulmonary circulation transports deoxygenated blood from the right side of the heart to where blood picks up oxygen and returns to the left side of the heart. From various parts of the body, blood is collected and then reaching the lungs. Okay, so here pulmonary circulation transports deoxygenated blood from right side of the heart to where blood picks up oxygen, returns to left side of the heart. I hope you understand. So now difference between artery and vein, children. Arteries, it carries blood from the heart to the different organs. It carries oxygenated blood except pulmonary artery. The wall is thick and elastic. It is found deep inside the muscle. Either arteries. Then valves are absent. Whereas here in veins, it carries blood from organs to the heart. Then it carries deoxygenated blood except pulmonary veins. Then the wall is thin and elastic. Then it is found superficially and valves are present. I hope you understand. So first we will recap. First, the size of the human heart is one small fist. It is present in the mediastinum position. Heart is present in the mediastinum position, that is in between the space between the two lungs. Heart is covered by pericardium, two-layered pericardium, and the space between the pericardium, it is filled with pericardial fluid, and it is protecting the heart and it behaves as a shock absorbers. I hope you understand. This is one. And then heart is formed of cardiac muscle where it is said to be myogenic and it initiates rhythmic activity of the heartbeat. I hope you understand. And then what do we say? It is as this rhythmic activity. Here, what is it called? It is known as heartbeat. The rhythmic activity is called heartbeat. Heartbeat is the walls of the chambers of the heart. Heartbeat. The walls of the chambers of the heart are made up of cardiac muscles. The chambers of the heart walls are made up of cardiac muscles. These muscles contract and relax rhythmically, and this rhythmic contraction followed by its relaxation constituted heartbeat. The left side left up. Get that? That is heartbeat. Okay. So now next one, pulse rate. It is called pulse rate. The throbbing movement due to blood flowing in arteries. The pulse rate normally in the papa. Vein and the incubation pattern. The that is throbbing movement. That is circulation of the blood that is called throbbing movement. Okay, so the throbbing movement due to blood flowing into the arteries, it is called pulse. The number of beats per minute is called pulse rate. The number of beats per minute is called pulse rate. So a resting person usually having a pulse rate between 72 to 80 beats per minute. So 1 நிமிஷத்துக்கு 72 to 80 times and the pulse beat irukkanam. That is for a normal pulse rate for a person. So I repeat, heartbeat, walls of the chambers of the heart is made up of cardiac muscles. These muscles contract and relax rhythmically. This rhythmic contraction followed by its relaxation constitute the heartbeat. Then the throbbing movement due to blood flowing in the arteries is called pulse rate. The number of beats per minute is called pulse rate. At rest, person usually having a pulse rate between 72 to 80 beats per minute. I hope you understand. Another term we come across, blood pressure. Blood pressure is the force exerted by flow of blood against the walls of the main arteries. Blood pressure is the force exerted by flow of blood against the walls of the main arteries while flowing through them. The normal BP is 120 by 80 mmHg. Hg na and idhula vandu or mercury level poitu varanda blood pressure apparatus. It is called sphygmomanometer. Blood pressure apparatus, it is called it is known as sphygmomanometer. இது BP apparatus. BP na blood pressure apparatus. Are you clear? So I repeat, blood pressure is the force exerted by flow of blood against the walls of the main arteries while flowing through them. Normal BP is 120 by 80 mmHg, where 120 denotes systolic pressure and 80 denotes the diastolic pressure. I hope you understand. This is for the external structure of heart. Are you clear? Then one more we say about the stethoscope. Pathukilla doctors call it அது வந்து heart beat குறிக்கும். Stethoscope வந்து it will have a earpiece and then rubber tube. Just understand. Rubber tube and then the chest piece அதை வச்சு அப்படி உடம்புலாம் அப்படி வச்சுன்னே பார்த்தா doctors will say they can diagnose the movement of the circulation of the blood. பின்னாடிலாம் வச்சு பார்ப்பா அந்த சர்க்குலேஷன் வந்து ஒழுங்காக இருந்ததுனாக்க a person is normal. ஸோ எனி டிஸ்டர்பன்ஸ்னால் ப்ரீதிங்கில் ப்ராப்ளமா வேறு ஏதாவது டிஸ்டர்பன்ஸ் இருந்ததுன்னா it will be denoted, can be diagnosed by the doctors. I hope you are able to follow this. சரியா? இப்போ இந்த டயக்ராம் வந்து கொஞ்சம் கூத்து பண்ண ஒரு நிமிஷம் கூத்து பண்ண. So we should know about diastole and systole. Valves of the heart வந்து bicuspid, otherwise called mitral valve. Right atrium to right ventricle, it is tricuspid valve. When the vena cava வந்து carrying impure blood. I hope you are able to follow this. So we will continue in the next session with the composition of blood. Thank you.